Hello everyone, my name is Majesty Regis, 20 years old. My major is crop protection, specialized in entomology. My topic for today is all about the importance of superorder Acariformes. The subclass Acari belong to the assemblage of terrestrial chelicerates in Arachnida, whose representatives have secondarily adapted to an aquatic habitat. Mites are quite small in size, and the smallest are plant mites and the largest are predators. Their varied modes of life influence diversified morphology and functions. Mites are only phytophagous and parasitic arachnids, and more than 55,000 species of different acari in 540 families and 124 superfamilies have been described, and many new species are being described routinely from different geographic regions. Among acari, new species of Ixodida are found only infrequently, but greatest increases in new species are among the Stigmata, Mesostigmata, Oribatida, and Prostigmata. Suborders Opilioacarida and Holotyrida are comparatively less diverse and less known too. Not more than 10% of the total acari are of significant economic importance. The evolution: the mites are not defined taxon but is used for two distinct groups of arachnids, the acariforms and the parasitiforms. The phylogeny of the acari has been relatively studied, but molecular information from the ribosomal DNA is being extensively used to understand relationship between groups. In the taxonomy, the third edition 2009 of the standard textbook, A Manual of Acarology, uses a system to 6 orders grouped into 3 superorders. And these are superorder Opilioacariformes, superorder Parasitiformes, and superorder Acariformes. In superorder Opilioacariformes, it is a small order of large mites that superficially resemble harvestmen or opiliones. The image below are example of Opilioacariformes. And in superorder Parasitiformes, it is usually small to large in size, usually heavily sclerotized mites, and 1 to 4 pairs of stigmata on posterior portion of the body. Peritrims or grooves are present or absent, and palpal apotyle present or absent, and tarsi of first pair of legs with sensory organs. Under superorder Parasitiformes, it has 4 orders. Number 1 is the order Mesostigmata. Second is the order Holotyrida. Third is the order Oxydida, and last is the order Opilioacarida. Under the superorder Parasitiformes is the order Mesostigmata, generally with a number of sclerotized plates, 0.2 to 2 mm in size, and eyes are absent, and pair of stigmata between coccyx and of second, third or fourth pair of legs, and usually associated with elongated peritrims. Palpal apotyle is present. Tritosternum usually well developed but reduced to absent in some parasitic families, and majority free living in soil or decaying organic matter, and many parasites of vertebrates and invertebrates, and some economically important, cosmopolitan, and about 76 families and 5,050 species. Second is the order Holotyrida. It is heavily sclerotized with 2 to 7 mm in size. Eyes are absent. Pair of coxal glands opening at base of coxa of first pair of legs. Pair of stigmata behind coxae of third and fourth pair of legs. Peritryms is present. Palpal apotyl is present. Tritosternum absent. And terrestrial understones and decaying vegetation of minor economic importance is 3 families and about 13 species. Third is the order Ixodida. It is the largest acari and the adults sizes is 2 to 30 mm and eyes are present or absent. Pair of lateral stigmata enclosed in stigmatal plate anterior or behind coxae of fourth pair of legs and palpal apotyl and tritosternum absent. Sensory organ on tarsus of first pair of legs is a pit and mouth parts modified to form hypostome with teeth turned backward. Active stages mostly external parasites, feeding primarily on blood of vertebrates, and many members of economically important as disease carriers, cosmopolitan, and 3 families about 825 species. Next is the superorder Opilioacarida. It is the weakly sclerotized mites superficially resembling members of arachnid subclass Opiliones. Body divided into hairy anterior portion bearing 2 or 3 pairs of simple eyes and nude posterior portion with over 200 pores, 4 pairs of stigmata, and 12 secondarily developed segments. Terminal palpal apotyl, a pair of claws, rutilae present, all coxae of legs movable, first 2 pairs of legs with 6 segments, tritosternum paired base divided, and terrestrial under stones and other debris and symeriad habitats. Next is the superorder Acariformes. It is small to large in size and generally weakly sclerotized mites except most Oribatida. Palpal apotyl and posterior body stigmata absent and anterior portion of body with or without sensory organs that are specialized setae. Under superorder Acariformes, number 1 is the order Sarcoptiformes, which has a 2 suborder, which is Oribitida and Astigmata, and the second order is Trombidiformes, which has a 2 suborder, Prostigmata and Spairolicina. Number 1 is the order Sarcoptiformes. It is globular mites, 0.3 to 1.5 mm in size, and it is without stigma. Legs sometimes terminate in suckers, claws, or some modification thereof, some with hypopus resting stage. Between first and second nymphal stages, about 230 families and more than 15,000 species. Next is the under order Sarcoptiformes is the suborder Oribatida. It is usually strongly sclerotized and slow-moving, 0.2 to 1.5 mm in size. Eyes and stigma are absent. Palps without claws, 3 to 5 segments. Tarsi with 1 to 2, 3 claws. Ventrally with various shields, majority terrestrial in forest humus and soil, and few is aquatic. Feed on algae, fungi, or decaying material of some economic importance, cosmopolitan, and it is about 145 families and at 8,500 species. Next is in the suborder Astigmata. It is homogeneous group includes itch or scab mites, weakly sclerotized and slow-moving, 0.2 to 1.5 mm in size. Eyes are really pleasant. Stigmata is absent. Pulp single segmented. True claws absent. Rod-like sensory setae on tarsus of first pair of legs. Wide range of terrestrial habitats. Parasitic, predatory, or feed on decaying material. And cosmopolitan, about 65 families and 6,500 species. In order Trombidiformes, it is a large group diverse mites having features that preclude their inclusion in Sarcoptiformes, and about 125 families and more than 22,000 species. Below is the image or example of a Trombidiform mites. Under Trombidiformes, the suborder Prostigmata. Heterogeneous suborder includes chigers or 0.1 to 16 mm in size and weakly sclerotized with few plates, stigmata when present or at between bases of clericae or anterior portion of the body. Diverse in habitat and habits and many species economically important, and about 135 families and 14,100 species. Last is the suborder Sphaerolychida. It is a globular mites with soft bodies, 1 to 4 pairs of setae, ratella absent, brown, yellow, pinkish red, or white in color, and economic importance is unknown. That's all. Thank you.